Hello everyone! In this video I present a simple solution for an OnQ AV receiver to fix the HDMI board error. The error is that devices connected to the HDMI board are no longer reliably detected. This video is interesting for all those who have an OnQ AV receiver with the HDMI board error and want to fix it. Many instructions describe how the error can be eliminated relatively easily by replacing the capacitors. It is assumed that the capacitors are damaged due to overheating and no longer function reliably. I tested the replacement of the capacitors and made my own video that describes all the steps in detail. In my case, the error did not completely disappear after replacing the capacitors, and there were still situations in which devices connected via HDMI were not recognized. I will show how the HDMI board error can be analyzed more precisely with the integrated debug mode, and I will introduce the reflow method with which the error is to be completely eliminated. No special knowledge is required for the repair. An OnQ AV receiver of the type TX-NR737 from 2014 is used in the video. My aim with this video is to show how simple repairs can extend the life of great devices and electronic waste in the long term can be avoided. So, let's start. Error analysis with debug mode. The initial typical situation is as follows. On the OnQ, a television is connected to the HDMI out main and the DVD player to the HDMI input. No picture from the OnQ on-screen display and no picture from the DVD player are shown on the television. The debug mode is used for error analysis of the HDMI inputs and outputs. Debug mode has been described in detail in the video How to use integrated debug mode. The button display is pressed for 3 seconds. The display shows unknown for the input and an empty field for the output. That means no input signal and no output signal is detected. Next, the built-in microprocessors in the OnQ are tested. The key combination, TVCD and on-standby switches to debug mode. With the key combination, Tone Plus, the firmware of the processors is displayed. With the buttons, Tone Plus and Tone Minus, the firmware of the other processors is checked. At one position, only the first letter T of the firmware is displayed, followed by a series of question marks. Obviously, one of the built-in microprocessors has an error. In the service manual, the microprocessors VSB2 and HDC-PTX are named for the firmware beginning with T. VSB2 stands for Video Signal Processor 2 and HDC-PTX is the HDMI transmitter. The HDMI transmitter is used to transmit signals at one of the HDMI inputs to the HDMI main or HDMI sub output. The firmware is saved on the HDMI transmitter. The HDMI transmitter should be viewed from a close-up. To do this, the receiver must be opened. Troubleshooting in the OnQ AV receiver. The AV receiver is disconnected from the mains and the cover is opened. The HDMI transmitter IC of the type SII 9678 CNUC is placed on the HDMI board on position Q8402. You can find the position of the IC in the OnQ service manual on page 45. The link of the service manual is in the video description. Significant traces of heat can be seen on the pins of the IC. The pins are coated with brown thick liquid. It can be assumed that the contacts of the pins of the IC have loosened from the soldering points of the circuit board due to the high heat and that there is a contact problem. Reflow procedure with heat gun. With the reflow method, an attempt is made to solder the loosened contacts of the IC back to the board. For the reflow method, I use a DeWalt heat gun with a display, 2 fan speeds, maximum 600 degrees Celsius and an attachable nozzle. The nozzle is important so that surrounding sensitive components such as capacitors are not destroyed by the heat. I put the link to the heat gun in the video description. I will go into more detail on the use of the heat gun in a separate video. Since components such as ICs or capacitors can burst if the heat is too high, I recommend wearing protective goggles as a precautionary measure. The heat gun is switched on and the temperature of 350 degrees Celsius is set. The temperature corresponds to twice the melting temperature of solder and guarantees a good connection between the pins and the soldering contacts on the board. With the heat gun, the contacts of the HDMI transmitter are heated in a distance of 2 cm and with circular movements for 10 seconds. The IC is allowed to cool down for a few seconds. The process is repeated a total of 3 times. The repetition ensures that all pins have received sufficient heat and have been resoldered. A magnifying glass is used to check that no contacts were accidentally soldered together. Functional test of the OnCue AV receiver. The OnCue is allowed to cool down for a few minutes. After cooling down, the device is switched on. The functionality of the ICs is tested in debug mode with the key combination TVCD, on standby and Tone Plus. All ICs are now detected correctly and the OnCue on-screen display is displayed on the television. The reflow method worked. The repair was successful. Personal evaluation. With debug mode, the HDMI board error could be precisely localized on the OnCue AV receiver. A defective IC, the HDMI transmitter was the cause. The contacts of the HDMI transmitter IC have become detached from the circuit board due to high heat. The resoldering or the replacement of the IC would normally have required special tools due to the SMD construction. Using the reflow method, the contacts of the IC could be completely and precisely soldered to the HDMI board again. The HDMI board error has disappeared. Connected devices are reliably detected again at the HDMI input and the image is output at the HDMI output. The OnCue AV receiver works properly again. The HDMI transmitter IC still shows optical damage. Reliable and long-term function cannot be guaranteed with this repair. The error can reappear under load and high heat. The HDMI inputs and outputs are necessary to operate the OnCue AV receiver. There are configurations that only can be made via the on-screen display on the television, for example, after resetting the device to the factory settings. Therefore, I found a practical workaround how I can protect the HDMI inputs and outputs of the OnCue and, at the same time, operate a DVD player and a television. The audio and video signals are processed in the Onkyo and output via a 5.1 surround system. The HDMI inputs and outputs are only used when necessary and, for example, for configurations after reset, for which the on-screen display is required. This protects the HDMI board and I can continue to use the Onkyo AV receiver for a long time. I'll be posting a new video about this shortly. That's it for today. Write me your questions and ideas in the comments. I would be happy about a like. If you were interested in the video, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss my new videos. Also, take a look at the video description. You can find more useful information and links for the repair. Until then, take care and see you next time.